3720
And
or
3,
visit
2, 1.
collegeamerica.edu.
Stand by on 1. Let's go double audio. And let's cut to 1. We're up.
Hey, welcome in. It is cold outside. Temperatures falling fast behind this powerful cold front. We're down to 30 degrees right now here in the Springs with a northerly wind, making it feel like 17 at the moment. Here's a look at Monument. The snow has pretty much ceased. Now, going into tomorrow, it will be sunny, but don't let that fool you. We'll be in the 20s and 30s, headed home into 30s and 40s. Find out how long that old cold sticks around. Fox 21 Local News at 9 starts right now.
And takes off.
This is Fox 21 Local News right now at 9 p.m.
And double take white. We're up.
2 people shot in broad daylight and the trigger person still on the loose. What police are saying tonight about the investigation.
And double take
As local
Scott.
Red Cross workers get ready to return to an area ravaged by not 1 but 2 hurricanes. Why they say they do what they do.
And double take
Good evening, thanks for joining us. I'm Lauren Farrar.
And I'm Scott Kilbury right now. First on Fox 21, we're following a police investigation into a double shooting that happened early this afternoon near downtown Colorado Springs.
It happened in the front of the Family Dollar off East Boulder Street, just off of Platt.
Fox 21 Samantha Marsh joins us now with the latest update. What can you tell us, Sam?
Guys, right now we know 2 men were shot and are at local hospitals. One of them is in serious but stable condition. The other is in critical and unstable condition. This is video from the scene earlier this afternoon. Police say it all happened outside of the Family Dollar, but right now police do not know who or how many suspects they're looking for. But they do know they are looking for a silver sedan that they believe is connected to this double shooting.
And double take the super.
We have no additional information about what that silver sedan is.
And change the banner.
So we're doing numerous interviews behind us, doing all those investigative pieces to try to pull together what occurred at this location.
And cut to Sam.
Police have made no arrests at this time, but you can stay updated on this investigation on our website. That's fox21news.com.
And cut VO.
One Well, right now happening in Colorado Springs, a police officer who shot and killed a suspect will not face any charges. The 4th Judicial District Attorney's Office has completed its investigation. This shooting happened back in August when the officer came across 45-year-old Stephen James Young, who was trying to leave a Walmart on Platt after a reported shoplifting. Police say Young pulled out a pellet pistol before the officer fired. Meanwhile, a standoff in Whitefield ends peacefully with an arrest. It started around 9 o'clock this morning near Security Boulevard and Main Street. Sheriff's deputies say a bail bondsman was trying to track down a man who did not show up for his court date on Wednesday. When he started making threats, the bondsman called in for help.
And cut 1.
The near 4-hour standoff came to an end when the suspect surrendered. He now faces several charges.
And cut
You may have seen this as breaking news this morning as firefighters were able to quickly get this grass fire under control in Colorado Springs. It started about 6:30 this morning at the intersection of Fillmore Street and Centennial Boulevard. The fire was contained in just over an hour. About 45 firefighters, though, had to respond, including from Colorado Springs, El Paso County, Hanover, Black Forest, and Westcott fire departments. No indication yet of what sparked that fire.
And cut VO. Stand by
Fox 21 Local News right now. People in the U.S. Virgin Islands are still picking up the pieces after being rocked by 2 hurricanes within a matter of days. Volunteers with the American Red Cross continue to support recovery efforts, even several folks from right here in southern Colorado. Fox 21's Taylor Bishop talked with some of the volunteers as they prepare to travel to the island to help out.
And wipe the package. So that's super. Good super.
Every tree was stripped of its leaves. Every bush was stripped of their leaves.
Cindy Shank is coming up. We're going to have a time. We're just going to have to keep an eye on it.
Looked like a fire had gone through.
Cindy arrived in St. Thomas 4 days after Irma
She's coming
hit
up
them.
next. Stand by
Had to
Cindy.
hunker down for Maria, spending 21 days there, came home for 3 weeks, and is now preparing to head back for another 21 days.
They've got 1/3 of the power up on St. Thomas. They have 0% of the power up on St. John. And they've got about 30% of the power up on St. Croix. So these people still are in the middle of recovery and still suffering.
Cindy says power won't be fully restored until Christmas, which means living conditions for both victims and volunteers are rough.
And St. Croix, I'm expected to be in a tent.
Go back to Banner.
Probably no showers.
Let's go back to Banner.
Food.
We got Larry coming out next.
bad roads, bad conditions, rain. So it's really quite extremely tight.
Rod spent 2 weeks in Houston where the city was still operating. This deployment will be much different, but this is what they train for.
We go in flexible. We go in with the understanding that it is going to be extreme hardships for us and for the people that are there. We're no better than they are. We're there to meet their needs, and we do everything that we can to meet those needs.
And cut to 1.
Volunteers with the Red Cross say they'll be there as long as they're needed.
Take VO.
Right now, happening in Pueblo after 135 years, representatives from St. Mary Corwin Medical Center announcing the hospital will discontinue its birthplace and neonatal intensive care unit effective December 15th. The announcement comes about a month after St. Mary Corwin CEO Brian Moore said the hospital would continue its birthing and labor services after an internal study of the services was completed. Not long after the study, an independent group of physicians who practice at St. Mary Corwin informed hospital personnel they would be consolidating their practices at another hospital, leaving St. Mary Corwin without integral resources.
A fun family event is aimed at getting more people on the bone marrow registry list.
It's called the Bad to the Bone MARROW-THON, and it's happening on Saturday.
Carly Moore explains how you can help.
Hey, guys, it is a process that can save a life. And at the event this weekend, there will be a silent auction, but there will also be socks, the Fox mascot, and 3 real-life Disney princesses for the kids, along with a live band and candy for the trick-or-treaters, all to help in the fight against blood cancers.
Every 3 minutes, someone in the U.S. is diagnosed with blood cancer. Ann Hahn and her family know the statistics all too well.
My adult daughter,
Jenny, was diagnosed with 2 rare blood cancers. Examples of blood cancers are leukemia and lymphoma.
Jenny was given less than a year to live without a transplant.
Jenny couldn't find a match in her family.
70% of the time you won't find a match within your own family.
There was someone in the international registry that was a match for Jenny.
A young 28-year-old man from Germany actually matched Jenny and saved her life.
This weekend's event encourages more people to join the bone marrow registry.
Jenny's Hope, who we are partnering with, has gotten about 6,000 people on the registry, and about 1,200 that have been a match, and of those 1,200, only 100 and something have actually been a 100% match, and then 3 have donated. So it's a numbers game.
All it takes is a 1-page form, then a swab of both cheeks, and they send it out for processing. That's all you have to do until they find out if you're a match.
Each person that's swabbed is about $100 just to see if you are a match.
The proceeds from the silent auction items at Saturday's event will go to help process those samples.
TVs, we have 20 seconds left in package, standing by.
To Air Force tickets, to Sox tickets.
All with the goal of helping the nearly 200,000 people expected to be diagnosed with blood cancers this year, and those who are still waiting to find their match.
You not only save that person's life, you save that entire family.
And cut it on 1.
And keep in mind, it's not until you are an actual match that you could get called to actually donate your bone marrow, which is usually just a simple IV process. Rarely do you actually have to have the bone marrow taken from the back of your hip, Scott.
And cut VO.
Right now going across Colorado, Vice President Mike Pence comes to the state to tour the Lockheed Martin Space Systems facility in Jefferson County. The tour included Mars lander viewing and a virtual reality simulation of a proposed Mars base. Later, the Vice President attended a fundraiser for the Colorado Republican Party.
And right now happening in Colorado Springs, the El Paso County coordinated election is just under 2 weeks away.
Yeah, it's rapidly approaching. A big ballot issue this year is 1A, or the Tabor Refund Ballot Initiative.
Here are the facts first. The county is asking to keep $14.5 million in excess tax revenue. A big part of that would go towards widening I-25. It's a stretch of highway known as the Gap, from Monument to Castle Rock, which goes from 3 lanes to 2. Fox News' Sarah Ferguson tells us how much the county wants to put towards the project and why some folks say it's unfair to taxpayers.
And wipe the package.
It's a stretch of highway that hasn't been updated since 1960. Now El Paso County wants to use $6 million of our excess tax revenue to fix it up.
It lets the state off the hook. The state is supposed to be coming up with this money.
The state's going to come to the table with $250 million, and the federal government will apply for a grant of about $65 million. But a lot of this hinges on these ballot initiatives passing.
Now, widening this section of I-25 will cost upwards of $350 million. Now, Paso County in total would put forth $25 million.
It's the Department of Transportation. They have one job.
managing our roads. So what's not going to get done in the county if this county money goes to the state?
Other county roads are going to get $6 million.
Save that
and
position.
then our parks and open space are going to get about $1.5 million. And the disaster recovery out of the Black Forest and Wallow Canyon fires.
Yeah, almost out of the A block here.
If voters say no on 1A, the excess tax revenue will be dispersed among taxpayers.
It's our money, and I think that we're in a better position to spend it than
Okay, out here to stand
Taking these
Sarah.
funds is going to be able to help us grow out of that Great Recession much more easily and to a greater degree, and be able to take care of the things that we neglected during the Great Recession.
I'm Sarah Ferguson reporting for Fox 21 Local News right now.
Cut one.
A reminder, all ballots
3.
must be returned by 7 p.m. on November 7th. Coming up at 10, why the gap is becoming a public safety concern and why the county says it needs to be fixed now.
Turn 3. Take it.
Well, thousands of pages related to the assassination of President John F. Kennedy are released.
What they can reveal about the decades-old mystery.
And the World Series comes at the perfect time for the city of Houston. The region continues to recover from Hurricane Harvey.
And double take
And
white
President Trump
super. Stand by
declares a
side, ready
national
to
health
ticker.
emergency on the opioid epidemic and gets very personal on the need to stop young people from ever doing drugs, what the plan is, and why some
and
say
kill ticker.
it falls
Stand by a
short.
white side. Let's wipe the side.
This is
Stand by
Fox
server.
21
Coming up
Local
next.
News right now at 9 p.m.
And ready server. Let's roll server. Fade it down, and we are out into break.
Now is your chance to prove
Okay,
it by
good job,
sharing the
everybody. Let's
Fox
set the
21
next
Pro
one.
football
240 in
challenge.
break.
Each
240.
week,